Hey, close shavers, how you doing? I couldn't help but comment on the news on Sally Challen, as you can see. Yeah, so she's been released from prison after 9 years. She was convicted of the for the murder of her husband. She killed her husband with a hammer, and now she's served 9 years. But she's been released, saying it shouldn't have been murder; it should have been manslaughter. But because she's served 9 years or so, 10, she's free to live as a free woman now. Now, I find this case really disturbing from a number of reasons. Well, the main reason is she killed her husband with a hammer. Yeah. Now, the excuse is that he was like a car dealer, and for years and years she had to endure. They were married for 31 years, and for years and years she had to endure his emotional or mental abuse. And then somehow the psychiatrists have convinced the courts that she wasn't in the right frame of mind when she killed him with a hammer. And the most disturbing thing that I came across was in her press conference when she says this.
I still love Richard and miss him dreadfully, and I wish that none of this had happened.
I still love Richard and miss him dreadfully. I wish that none of this had happened. Would a man get away with that? Ask yourself this. Would a man get away with that? And this shows you how messed up some, not all obviously, some women can be. And look how the system, the legal system, the family courts are always pampering the female, the mother, the wife. And as men, do we have a leg to stand on? I mean, I read the last part. Check this. This is it, right? That's her with her sons, and her sons have said she's suffered enough. She served her time. The couple who separated in 2009 were attempting to reconcile in August 2010, when Mrs. Challen attacked her husband as he ate lunch at the kitchen table in their former marital home in Claygate, her original trial heard. So she attacked him with a hammer, killed him with a hammer, whilst he's at the table having his lunch, eating his lunch. So it was an unprovoked attack. But then this woman has convinced the whole country, as, you know, the article starts, you know, an abused woman who killed her husband with a hammer will not face a retrial after prosecutors accepted a manslaughter plea. So it starts off as an abused woman. Now, obviously, okay, maybe the sons, you know, they know what their parents' relationship was like, abusive and turmoil and all the rest of it. But she killed him with a hammer whilst he's having lunch. And they're trying to reconcile. I can't believe it. That she's been made to look like she's the victim. She's the victim in this. And I'm getting sick of this. You know, this all talk about equality and gender pay gap and it's not fair for women and men are so much better in society and we need more feminism. And I mean, look at this bias towards women. Imagine if it was the other way around. Imagine if it was a man who killed his wife while she's having lunch. Yeah, and he killed her with a hammer, God forbid. This is what a disgusting thing. It's horrible, it's horrid. He killed her with a hammer. And he gets put away for murder, but he convinces the court somehow over the 31 years of our marriage, it was really abusive and I had to endure a lot of her emotional abuse. Do you know how many men are actually in abusive relationships? How many men are in abusive relationships? This is something a lot of people don't want to talk about. There was a program on BBC iPlayer not long ago about a guy who's abused by his girlfriend and he was suicidal. Many men become suicidal, almost kill themselves, and some do because they're in abusive relationships. And this is a pattern that's recurring. Like, women are innocent for some reason. Women can't commit crimes. If they commit crime, if they murder someone, oh, there must have been a reason. Oh, poor thing, she must have been abused. It's the man's fault. It's the man's fault. And I'm sick of this. As men, we go through this every day. Go to the family courts trying to get access to your own kids. As a man, you don't have a leg to stand on. You don't have a leg to stand on. You're always a criminal. I mean, do you remember this back in 2017? Oxford student, Lavinia Woodward. Oxford student, yeah? She was too bright for prison and she was spared jail for stabbing her boyfriend. She stabbed her boyfriend with a bread knife. The judge let her go. She goes, "You're too bright. You're an Oxford student. You didn't mean it. Poor you. You got your future ahead of you. We'll let you off. Give you a slap on the wrist. I don't know what she did. Community service. Probably not even that." And this keeps happening. So we're hearing all this rubbish and BS about equality, gender pay gaps, let it be equal for all, we're all the same. Oh, but when it comes to actually a crime and conviction of a crime and how you deal with them, who's the abused person? Who's the one that's been murdered? Not the man? Not the husband that's been murdered whilst he's having his lunch with a hammer? Oh no, it's this lady here, the abused mother, the abused wife, Sally Challen. It's Sally Challen, who's the abused woman. Oh man, it's crazy. It's crazy. It's just so much hypocrisy, double standards and contradictions. And again, I mentioned court. Go to the courts. Go to the family courts, trying to get access to your kids. I've been through this. By default, you're the criminal. By default. Because women know they can abuse the system. Women know they can abuse the system. Why? Because the system is made and constructed in such a way. So, we have one extreme of misogyny. People hate women, which is wrong. You shouldn't hate women. Women are our mothers, our daughters. I have daughters. I love them bits. But then we have a misandry system. It's been replaced. So the pendulum has struck, completely the other side now, or the other way, which is a system which hates men. We're anti-male. We live in a time where there's been a war waged on manhood. Men can't be men anymore. And we're always the criminals, right? And when a woman does commit a crime like this, well, she was abused. Anyway, bit of food for thought. Let me know what you think. I'm sure there's more to the case, but just this language, I find it very, very disturbing. It's shocking. It's shocking. Anyway, peace, love, happiness to everyone. If you're in an abusive relationship, whether it's the man doing it, the woman doing it, and yes, women can be very abusive. Yeah, they can be, and men can go crazy from that. And men can do too. Seek help. Yeah, don't let it go for 31 years. Seek help. Seriously, you need help. You know what I mean? Are you going to reconcile? Well, if you're going to reconcile, then reconcile. Don't kill him with a hammer whilst he's having his lunch, whilst he's having his fish and chips or cucumber sandwich. Bloody hell. Anyway, God help us. Peace, love, and take care. Close Shave TV. Don't forget to subscribe, and share. Bit of love.